Good morning, you guys. the sun is not even up yet, so this is the start of some Chile Verde. Normally I boil the meat, but today we are going to be on the road and getting stuff done. We have appointments today like crazy, so I'm getting this started. So there's one onion just quartered, and then probably I used a ice cream scoop full. So that's probably 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And then I have this butt roast that I have rinsed off. And now I'm going to season it. Season it pretty well. Plenty of salt on that side. Also pepper. Actually, I need to get the coarse, but it's fine. Okay, and now I'm going to place this fat side down into my crock pot. Oh, if it fits in my crock pot. Guys, we may have an issue. What? It doesn't fit in the crock pot. I have to trim it.
Yeah, well, push down?
No, look. I guess I could cut it off here. All right, you guys, so it won't fit in the crock pot, so what we're going to do, oh look, I've already gotten dirty. Yeah. It won't fit in the crock pot, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim it. You know, we bought this crock pot when it was just Russ and I. It looks like I'm gonna have to go back to a bigger crock pot. Have to remind me to tell you the story about trimming the roast. So what I'm going to do, normally I cube this up and boil it, but I am going to literally be gone all day. Like I won't be able to check on it. So I'm gonna have a couple of chunks here. I don't know what to do with them. They're not gonna fit in there. Oh, I can put them in the other crock pot because I have another crock pot.
That's about it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do with these 2 pieces that I just trimmed off, I'm going to put those in my other crock pot. I have a Instapot that we bought, a small Instapot as well, just because we were, you know, empty nesters, so we didn't need a whole lot. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so here's what I ended up doing. I trimmed up this roast. Salt and pepper is all I put in it. It's got the onion and the garlic in the bottom. And then I have this little bitty Instapot, but I'm going to make quite a bit of Chile Verde. My mom is coming to stay with us for the weekend. And I'm sure that Josh and Allie will probably be in and out all weekend. So this will make plenty of Chile Verde with this big pork roast. So I'm not putting any water in it. It has tons of fat that is going to render down. And I made a mess when I pulled that out of there. So I'm just going to turn this on to low, make sure it's plugged in, and then this one, I've only used the Instapot once. Okay, I had to have Rusty help me with this. I've only used it once before. But anyway, we are going to figure this out. Let's see, we want pressure, we want slow cook. 6 hours sounds good. It says keep warm. All right, so I've got it set for, well, it was six hours normal. I've got the keep warm pressed, which I just found out is to keep your food warm. It's on slow cook. This one's just old school. It's been seeing some better days, but just turn the knob to low and we're just gonna let those cook. Like I said, I didn't add any water to it because it's got plenty of fat to render down and I don't want to water down anything. So we will be back this evening, and then we will do the rest of it. All right, guys. We started this video in the dark. We're ending it in the dark. We are finally home. Let's look at this. Holy cow. That roast, I told you I didn't put any water in it. You can see how much fat there was that rendered down. Well, first of all, those of you that have been following us for a while on Robertson's Belly Acres will be so excited to see that my mom is back in my kitchen. I have missed her so much being in my kitchen. And so, yes, she's here with us for the weekend. So we will be doing all kinds of stuff together. So I can't wait to even, you know, just start shooting footage. Yeah. Hey, who's that back there? Right there. Let me see. Let's see what this looks like. This has been cooking for 11 hours. For 11 hours. So it's been cooking for 11 hours on low.
Oh, you had it on low.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just falling apart there.
Babe, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then this is already off, but it had the keep warm deal.
Come on, you want to go outside?
So we're going to look and see what this one I had set to cook for 6 hours, but then it's been keeping warm for 6 hours. So hopefully it is all the way done. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, just fall apart.
That looks beautiful.
This is just the pork, and then we'll put everything together in just a second. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this meat. I'm going to put it in this bowl. I was going to get my standalone mixer out, my KitchenAid, but then I have to dig it out and do all of that stuff. So I'm just going to do this with the hand mixer. So this is how I shred pork. I just use my mixer. Okay, I don't want it to be mush, so I'm going to get these bigger parts out and dump this, and then I'll put those bigger parts back in. See what I can get out of those. Heating back out, don't we? Well, that's just not wanting to work with my mixer. Probably just the little bit tougher pieces. So I'm just going to kind of piece them up with my fork and eat them while I'm going.
Put it in a plate and I'll help you.
Okay. So these pieces that won't shred up with the mixer, I'm going to put them in a plate, and Mom is going to go ahead and shred them up. And that roast is so good. Oh, there's another big chunk there. the rest of it just pieced up. Actually, I think I'm going to need a bigger bowl. Okay, so normally I would make my own Chile Verde, and I do have some tomatillos in the freezer that I need to do it, and I also have some green tomatoes that I need to do that. But I have not made that yet, so I don't have any in my pantry. But I do have this this Chile Verde, Salsa Verde. I love this stuff, and this stuff works just as well.
Yep.
That's okay.
The fastest way.
The fastest way. So I'm just going to dump this half of the roast in. And the thing is though, this salsa verde that I have is coming right out of the fridge. So I'm gonna have to probably warm it up.
Yeah.
Let me warm this up real quick and then we'll dump it in. Okay, so I've got the Rusty warmed up the salsa verde for us. So let me get a bigger spoon. So I'm gonna dump her in and mix her up. Anytime I go to the local Mexican restaurant, I order their Chile Verde because it's pretty good. I say that this last time they recommended a molcajete, and that was really good. But that was a lot of food, so I don't know that I'll do that again anytime real soon.
Are you going to make it all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If I have enough salsa. If not, I'll just bag up that meat and put it up and
Yeah, make
barbecue or something.
the barbecue sauce on it.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Make sandwiches out of it or something.
Did you scare yourself?
No, that scared me.
Oh,
I come out of the bedroom by the time she went around the corner.
he said, oh,
She said, oh, she needed to get a charger.
what do you think? Should I make it all?
That's a lot right there.
Should I just dump the rest of this
Yeah,
in?
just dump the rest of that in there.
Yeah.
We can save this
For some barbecue or something. Pulled pork sandwiches one night.
pork sandwiches.
And that's the cool thing, guys, about making the meat just with salt and pepper, garlic, and onion. So now we can put this in the freezer, what's left over. We can just dump that right into the freezer, and then we have it to be able to make some pulled pork sandwiches later in the week. And this salsa verde is perfect.
Perfect.
You don't want it to be too dry, so this is just a really quick cheating way to make salsa verde or chile verde. Let's try it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Rusty's got to get down here at the bottom. So let's give it a whirl.
Okay. That's good.
That's pretty good. So
That's really good.
Rusty warmed up some tortillas. So
You'll be alright. That's really good.
we were gonna make some homemade tortillas, but we got home way too late. I mean, honestly, tortillas only take about 15 minutes, but we're hungry. So we're gonna go ahead and serve this up. You know, we can eat it in tortillas. I'm doing keto right now, so I will just be eating the chile verde and not the tortillas, but it's very
But you
filling.
have chicharrones.
I do, but yeah, I can do something else. Honestly, I'll probably just get a bowl of this because it's really good. Okay, I promised you guys a story about trimming the roast. So a little girl is watching her mother make roast, and her mother cuts the tip off the roast and puts it in the pan and puts it in the oven. And then the little girl grows up watching her mom do this. Cut the tip off the roast, put it in the pan, put it in the oven. And so when the little girl grows up and moves out, she's making her own roast. And every time she makes roast, she cuts the tip off, she puts it in the pan, she puts it in the oven. So she continues to do this. And one day, the daughter's daughter is watching her make roast. And she said, Mom, why do you cut the tip off the end of the roast? And she said, well, that's how you make roast. And she said, but why? Is the tip not good? Can you not eat the tip of the roast? And she said, well, yeah. And she said, so why do you cut the tip off the tip of the roast? And she said, I'm not real sure. And so she's sitting there thinking about it, and she's like, I mean, it's just how you make roast. And she said, well, but why? And so she finally says, you know what? I'm not real sure. I'm going to call your grandmother and I'm going to find out. So she calls her mom and she says, why, when we make roast, why do we cut the tip off the roast and put it in the, before we put it in the pan and put it in the oven? And she said, what are you talking about? And she said, growing up, you always cut the tip off the roast, put it in the pan and put it in the oven. She said, so I have always cut the tip off the roast, put it in the pan and put it in the oven. But now your granddaughter wants to know why, and I don't know what to tell her. And the grandmother, ponders on it for a while, and then she says, she just starts laughing. And she says, I always cut the tip off the roast because the roast didn't fit in the pan that I had. So I would cut the tip off the roast, put the remainder of the roast in the pan because that's what fit in the pan. So all those years, almost 3 generations of cutting the tip off the roast, and it was really only because it didn't originally fit in the pan. So there's my story, cutting the tip off the roast. Now I get it. I understand. All right, you guys, I hope you like our videos. If you do, please hit the like button.
Subscribe if you haven't already.
Yep, share with your friends.
Leave us some comments, you guys. We know that this is pretty simple, easy, cut and dried. It was a pretty quick meal. Rachel's amazing. She can throw this stuff in. She knows what she's doing before we leave the house. So.
And I'm glad to be back
Yeah,
in her
awesome.
kitchen.
Yes, it's awesome to have these 2 beautiful women back in the kitchen together. And you guys, I'm working on my girlish figure.
All right, you guys. Well, until next time, God bless.
God bless.
See ya.
I can't let you go, baby. I just want to tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care. Cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now, cause I love